Welcome to the On Deck podcast presented by LineStar. I'm Shannon Sommerville here with Tyler Wiemann, about to break down today's daily fantasy slate. We've also got your prop bet picks and home run calls coming later in the show. It is Wednesday, June 29th, which means it is International Fisherman's Day. So does that mean we hammer the Cardinals against the Marlins today, or do we pick the Marlins? Because it's Fisherman's Day, not Fish Day. So
I get what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. Think about it. International Day of the Tropics.
Yes. Does that also mean we go Marlins?
Yeah. I don't know.
It's Miami. I mean.
I feel like you guys don't listen to what things
I feel
are
like we got to
you,
go
you know?
Marlins. Yep.
It's also a hug holiday, but don't be creepy. National Day of Joy.
I like that one.
I have something that will make you joyful as a Padres fan. We've got some MLB storylines to talk about, starting with Rockies going for the sweep against the Dodgers.
The Dodgers offense has not really produced much in
and
Colorado.
Coors Field, too.
Yeah, with warm weather, too.
Got a nice nugget for you here. The Rockies are the first team in MLB history to hand a loss to an 8-0 or better pitcher, Tyler Anderson, and a pitcher with multiple Cy Youngs, Clayton Kershaw, in back-to-back games. Kind of like wild.
I'm a Rockies fan today.
Okay.
Even though I might be all over the Dodgers for fantasy.
All right. Well, speaking of fantasy today, let's get to our slate and a few weather notes before we do get into that. We've got some nice weather at Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia, where temperature is 84 degrees and a nice 9 to 10 mile an hour wind to right center. We've also got really warm temperatures in St. Louis, where it's going to be near 90 degrees. So some good hitter conditions there for the fish at the Cardinals on this International Day of the Tropics and Fisherman's Day. Keep that in mind. Dodgers at Rockies. Now it is 88 degrees, so it's warm there. Just a slight chance of a pop-up shower. 10 mile an hour winds. Now they will be blowing in from left to right, and Wrigley Field is not nearly as hitter-friendly conditions as it has been the past few days.
So temperatures a bit cooler.
Exactly. And before we get into today's slate for our pitchers, make sure that if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to hit like and subscribe and follow us along, comment below to keep up with everything that we're doing at LineStar. So let's get to our chalk report for today, talking about our high-owned pitchers for today. We're going to start off with Showtime Angels righty Shohei Ohtani going up against the White Sox today. He's our highest-owned pitcher on the slate today, 44% owned on DraftKings and 29% owned on Fanduel. Now, he's been awesome. 2.90 ERA, 2.08 opponent average. He has not allowed a run in his last two starts, just been lights out. Last game held the Royals to just 2 hits. Oh, yeah, and racked up a career-high 13 strikeouts. Have a game, Shohei. What do you see from him today?
He was incredible last week, and he's probably going to be incredible again. DK finally is bringing up his price, so that's a good thing.
Respect on it.
Maybe soon he won't be chalk every single time he pitches because his price is finally up. But he looks great. 5-star alert score, 25.5% combined K rate. He has a 3.19 FIP over his last 20. I really don't need to go into like a ton of detail about Shohei. Everybody knows he's great. The one thing I do want to point out, though, is most likely the White Sox are going to have 7 or 8 right-handed hitters, and Shohei does have a 35% K rate versus righties. So there is definitely some K upside.
Oh, yeah. And next, let's talk about Reds righty Hunter Green going up against the Cubs today. 39% owned on DraftKings and 29% on FanDuel. People really gravitating towards Green today. Now, not nearly as impressive of numbers as Shohei, 5.66 ERA and 2.40 average. In the last 2 games, he has gotten knocked around a bit. Got tagged for 6 earned runs against the Dodgers. That included 3 home runs. And then 4 earned runs the previous outings against the Brewers, where he also gave up 2 home runs. So what do you like or dislike about this play for today in daily fantasy against the Cubs?
Green is one of those pitchers right now where when he is high owned, I tend to go the other way. He has been inconsistent all year. He's either been electric, racked up strikeouts, done great, or he's throwing home run derby.
Yeah.
He's allowing 2.6 home runs per 9. He gives up 63.5% fly balls, but at least 25% is his hard contact number, so that is a little bit on the lower side. But again, ton of fly balls, so you kind of got to worry about the ball going out of the park. Hence 2.6 home run per 9. Over the last 5, 4.1 for FIP, 31% K rate. That's great, but on the season, 5.79 FIP, 28.7% K rate. Simply is when he's this high owned with how inconsistent he is, I really don't want to follow the crowd. He only has a 2.5 alert star score. Do we have like a womp, womp, womp?
Fade him.
Yeah, so he has a nice, combined K rate. It's the highest on the slate, but he also has a really low floor.
Be aware. Now let's take a look at our low-owned pitchers for today. And we're going to start with Blue Jays righty Alek Manoah going up against the Red Sox today. And just 19% owned on DraftKings. He's got a 2.05 ERA, 2.07 opponent average. And actually, righties are hitting him just a 1.51 average. So he's been doing great. Last outing, 2 earned runs. He did have a home run. He gave up a home run in 6 2/3 against the Brewers. Not a bad outing, though, and he has been putting up some good numbers.
Yeah, he's been great. And it's kind of interesting, too. If you look at his splits, at home, his ERA is higher than away. Slightly, not by a ton. But his opponent batting average at home is like 188 or something like that. Like, he has been really good at home, but the ERA is not totally showing that. But anyways, Manoah, he has been terrific. 3.3 FIP over the last 20, 24% K rate. He does have a 3.5 star alert score. There's a 4.1 implied total for Boston, so they will probably score some runs, but just how many, and will they do it while Manoah is on the mound or not? But there's a decent leverage score, decent safety score. He is the highest value pitcher on LineStar. The one thing, though, combined K rate is a little low at 20.6.
You mentioned the Red Sox probably getting some runs and hits today. Do you want to know the 2 teams with the highest batting average in the past week? Red Sox and Blue Jays. It's been a great series to watch.
Yeah,
Blue Jays going for the sweep.
It's also not that surprising. Both teams have great offenses and
trying to catch those Yankees. Let's take a look at the Marlins. It's going to be Sandy Alcantara going up against the Cardinals today. He's 26% owned on DraftKings. 1.95 ERA. I believe that's third best in baseball. He's got a 1.95 opponent average. Last outing, he did give up 4 earned runs, including 2 bombs, though, in a 5-3 loss to the Mets. He only had 4 strikeouts, but this is a guy who had 14 strikeouts against the Braves last month. So what do you expect from him today against a Cardinals team that can hit the ball?
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that 14 strikeout game because I did go back and look through some of his strikeout totals, and he's really picked on the teams that strike out a lot. He's had more strikeouts versus them, the teams that don't strike out, like the Cardinals.
Comes back down to earth.
He comes back down to earth. There's a 21.8% combined K rate for him tonight, which is okay. At least it's better than Manoah, but still, it's not the upside you would want at his price. Hence why he doesn't have quite as much ownership. But he's the second highest value rating on LineStar. He has the highest pitcher projection, 4-star alert rating, and it's a 4-point implied total. And he's just been great. 2.99 FIP over the last 20.
And it's International Day in the Tropics. You got to celebrate the Marlins.
Yeah.
Or go the other way with International Fisherman's Day. All right, let's take a look at our stacks for today and take a look at where people are headed in terms of stacking teams. The highest owned stack for today, once again, is the Dodgers, going up against Rockies righty German Marquez, who's got a 5.58 ERA, 2.85 opponent average, and at home, even worse.
Yes.
So, do you think it's warranted, the ownership?
I think it's absolutely warranted. They may be a little bit high, but they are for sure, the most likely stack to win a tournament. Another warm day in Coors. As you alluded to, Marquez is a 6.7 ERA at home and a 3.18 opponent batting average. He's also allowing 2.4 home runs per 9 at home. In 12 of his 14 home runs, also came at home. Dodgers did go a little bit under-owned yesterday compared to kind of the Vegas run total and stuff. I'd expect on a smaller slate, people really pile on here, so the ownership could be pretty high, but it's the best spot for sure on the slate. So
last home start for Marquez against the Padres, he gave up 4 earned runs on 8 hits, including a home run. So, yeah, not as good. I think the past few days we haven't seen a ton of Dodgers offense like I think people were anticipating at Coors Field.
There were more home runs, though, than Wrigley. You have your Jello shot?
You got to make them.
Now I got to make them, too? That wasn't part of the bet.
I don't even know how to. I don't think I've ever made Jello shots. Have you? Yeah. Okay. So what he's alluding to is yesterday we did have a bet on the show that I have conveniently left out till this point.
I had to bring it up.
We had who will have more home runs. Is it going to be Wrigley Field or Coors Field? Because the conditions at Wrigley were great yesterday. And of course, it actually was. Yeah. Coors Field.
Coors.
I lost, so I owe you guys a Jello shot at some point when we figure out how to make them. I bet there's a TikTok on that or something.
I'm pretty sure you could figure it out.
All right. Stay tuned. We'll let you know when we'll do that. Let's do it. What's today? Friday. We'll do Friday show.
Friday Jello shots.
I'll pay up. All right. Let's take a look now at the Guardians. Oh, that would have been my first slip up of the year, calling them the wrong team name.
Yep.
Almost did it. Guardians are going up against the Twins righty, Dylan Bundy. He's got a 4.8 ERA, 270 opponent average. Better the last few outings, held the Rockies to just 1 run on 4 hits, and the Rockies, they've been pretty good. 1 run on the 4 hits to the D-backs the game before. However, I don't know. The Guardians, what are you thinking here?
Dylan Bundy is kind of like Hunter Green, where he's been inconsistent. He's either good or he gets shelled. We've seen a lot of bad Bundy this year. 5.1 FIP over his last 5. The StatCast data is awful. 45% fly balls. Only 11% soft contact. 33% hard contact. Tons of barrel balls. People are just putting the bat on the ball against him. And with him, he's inconsistent. You really don't know.
I know. He randomly has these really good games.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, you held the Rockies to just 4 hits?
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
But in Coors, too.
Yeah. What's going on?
Yeah.
So are you in on the Guardians then?
I do like to stack against Bundy, so I can see it. We do have them as the second highest owned stack, but they're really not that high owned.
Okay.
Just because the Dodgers are taking so much of the ownership. So I would not fade them because we put them in the higher owned stack area. Right. It makes sense that they're one of the higher owns.
All right, well, let's talk about some low owned stacks for today and find some places we can get some leverage. And the first team we're going to talk about is the Blue Jays going up against Red Sox righty Nick Pivetta, who's got a 3.25 ERA, 2.12 opponent average. He's been really good since, I think he had a few bad outings at the start of the season, but he's been great. However, he has not fared so well against the Blue Jays this season. So I can kind of see where you're headed with this. Yeah,
and it's really that I kind of put it. Also, Vegas agrees that run totals 4.6 for the Blue Jays. In 113 plate attempts versus Pivetta, they're hitting 278, 4 home runs, have a 175 ISO. So they have fared well against him. One thing I do want to say, though, is his 2 appearances versus Toronto this year is when we were calling him Nick Poverty. Okay. And we were picking on him. Since then, he has been great. He has been pitching very well. So I would not go overboard with this, but Toronto is a great offense. And if they're going super low owned, it's a nice kind of play instead of the Dodgers.
Well, I do like the Blue Jays. Did you see Vladdy Guerrero with the winning hit in the 9th inning? And he basically, apparently, he told everyone he was going to win the game as he turned to the dugout. I'm going to win this. I'm going to end it.
Yeah,
I like it. He did.
Yeah.
I like that confidence.
Yeah.
Especially for a daily fantasy perspective. Yeah, we like our guys confident.
They got a little swagger right now.
Let's talk about the Marlins going up against the Cardinals. It's the righty Andre Palante. He's got a 2.03 ERA, 2.51 opponent average. What's the play here?
So it's really super nice weather in Miami. So I like kind of picking on St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
Miami's also sneaky good versus righties. So I do like going with Miami and kind of stacking them against a young pitcher that we're not really sure if he's figured it out yet.
All right, and Braves going up against Phillies lefty Ranger Suarez.
Yeah, Suarez has been a lot worse at home. 5.1 ERA. And Atlanta. Oh, and he's also given up a 288 opponent batting average at home, which is really weird that he's that much worse at home. But the Braves also just crush lefties.
Yeah.
And in 31 plate attempts, they're hitting 320 off Ranger Suarez and have a 280 ISO. So he doesn't do well at home. Braves crush righties. Braves also have a good record against Suarez. So with all that kind of combined, I like him today.
And I think people probably want to stay away from Ranger Suarez because last time we were probably against him against the Padres. And
Yeah,
he actually
he did well.
outpitched the Cy Young candidate and Joe Musgrove. So, but today against Atlanta,
Yeah, and
it's a good play for the Braves.
And he hasn't been terrible, but he hasn't been great this year. But he has been prone to some kind of blow up spots. So
You like the Cubs as well today?
I do. And this is going against good old high-owned Hunter Green. So it's a nice leverage spot. Like I said, he's very inconsistent. We never really know if he is going to have a good outing or a bad outing. And the Cubs are the highest value stack on LineStar. They are an average offense versus righties, but like I said, Green is inconsistent. He gives up home runs. He does get shelled at time, 2.6 home runs per 9. The Cubs had 3 home runs against him when they faced him in May, and they could easily do it again.
Any other stacks you're looking at, or did we kind of hit them all?
We kind of hit them all. I do have to throw Colorado out there just because nice weather, run total so much higher than everything else.
Definitely.
And they're obviously going under-owned.
Nice. So that's our pitchers and our stacks for today to get you squared away in daily fantasy. As always, you can find all our information and everything you need to know to optimize your lineup at LineStarApp.com. Check it out. Right now, we're going to get to our sleeper picks of the day. This is where we go into LineStar and basically sort by value, and it spits out the best value play of the day. It's our sleeper pick. And today, we're going back to Dodgers Trace Thompson on DraftKings. He's only $2,000 still, and we had him in as a sleeper yesterday, and he was 1 for 3. So why not go back to him today? He's going up against Rockies righty Iran Marquez, who's been getting hit a lot, and he's even worse at home. He's at Coors Field today. Thompson batting .300 against righties so far, so that's a nice play for today for DraftKings. And then our sleeper pick on Fanduel for today is going to be Cubs outfielder Rafael Ortega. Once again, we're going to Ortega at only $2,200. He's batting .322 in the month of June, .375 the last week with a home run. This is a lefty bat with better splits against righties, and he's going up against Hunter Green, who's gotten shelled the last 2 outings. So this could be a really nice play. I know the weather in Wrigley isn't as hitter-friendly as it has been, but still at that price point, gotta like Ortega, right?
Absolutely. I like him. He's a nice little speed power combo guy. And against Hunter Green. So
there you go. And be sure to check out all of our value plays at LineStarApp.com and make sure to get LineStar Premium. Lock in your membership now before football season starts. And football season is right around the corner, and prices for the LineStar Premium app will be up to $29.99 per month, which still is good value. However, right now you can get it at just $19.99 per month if you sign up before September 8th. So lock it in before football starts, and you're trying to get all your drafts going for that. So lock it in now. Now it's time for our home run calls of the day. You can play along with our home run calls contest on Twitter at LineStar App. Retweet us. Let us know who you're tailing, or just pick your own guy to hit a home run and get it right. You could win your choice of a LineStar subscription or just straight cash. Who doesn't love that? So for today's home run calls, where are you headed?
I'm going to Coors Field and Dodger catcher Will Smith. Marquez is allowing 2.4 home runs per 9 at home in 10 of his 14 home runs given up. have been to righty bats. Meanwhile, Will Smith is hot, hitting 320 over the last week. He has 6 home runs in the month, and I think he hits his 7th today.
Yeah, Marquez is like 3rd or 4th highest home run per 9 in baseball right now. So I like your pick for today. I'm headed to Wrigley. I'm going Cubs. Patrick Wisdom, a righty bat going up against Reds righty Hunter Green. Beat P-Dub, as I call him affectionately. He's been heating up. 440 slugging the last week with a home run. And Cincinnati's pitching staff, yeah, they have the highest home run per 9 rate in baseball. Green's given up 5 the last 2 games. I think Patrick Wisdom takes him deep today at Wrigley Field.
I like that one.
P-Dub HR.
I like P-Dub. Yeah.
All right, so let's get to our prop bets for today. Remember, you can play along with us with your prop bets, and all you have to do, like, subscribe, and comment below, and you'll be entered into our prop bet picks. We both hit it. You could get $60. Make sure you also put in your own money at Prize Picks today.
Yes, Prize Picks today.
And new users who deposit at least $10 can get your deposit matched up to $100. So basically $100 for free for you, for new subscribers. All right, let's get to our prop bets for today. Where are you headed? Pitcher prop?
I'm going pitcher prop with Shohei Ohtani over 6.5 Ks. Shohei strikes out 35% of the righties that he faces, and Chicago White Sox are likely going to have 8 righties in tonight's lineup, so I like him to hit the over 6.5.
All right. And I'm going to the Rogers Center where we can find Bo Bichette. He's going over 1.5 bases today. That is at plus 100 in 19 at-bats against Nick Pivetta. He has a .421 average, and that includes 2 home runs. Not only has he been great against Pivetta, but he's just better against righties in general. He's also much better at home. This game is at the Rogers Center, and I like that play as the Blue Jays are looking for the sweep against the Red Sox. Both teams kind of hot right now at the plate, though. So I'm liking my Bichette pick for today.
I like it.
Remember, you can find all the stats and information we have here on the show at the LineStar app, and be sure to lock in that subscription. Like I said, the prices do go up September 8th, so lock it in, $19.99 per month. Get you all set for football season. Make sure, if you're watching us on YouTube, to click like, comment, subscribe. If you know how to make a Jell-O shot, drop the recipe below. I have no idea.
I can't believe you didn't make them in Georgia.
I've never made it. I never have.
What kind of college student were you?
I haven't said I haven't consumed them. I just haven't made them. All right, that's going to do it for our show today. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Good luck in fantasy today.
Have a good one, guys. Bye.